celebrities, and they would have sex tapes mistakenly released intentionally, and it was it was always like, oh my gosh, did you see so and so's sex tape? And oh my gosh, this celebrity released a sex tape, and that celebrity released a sex tape, and so and so. And that used to be a way to get people talking, and I know people throw her under the bus all of the time, but the Ray J and Kim Kardashian sex tape was like one of the first to sort of start or gain someone enough people talking about them that it actually helped build a career to an extent. And the genius mother of nope, whatever her name is, last name Jenner. But I almost said Tracy Jenner. It's definitely not that. But I remember there was a time in my 20s when celebrity sex tapes used to be like, oh, so and so has a celebrity sex tape. Oh my gosh. Like, I can't believe it. Like, oh my gosh. Like, what is this thing that I actually want to see? And it's like, that's how people would handle it. And then that would get people talking about the person. And as I learned years ago, they said, I've heard a celebrity explain no news is bad news. And as long as it gets people talking. And that was sort of the thing with sex tapes. And it was this taboo thing that people wanted to see. Okay, I will say, I was curious about the Ray J situation, sex tape. And yes, with Kim Kardashian. So yes, it was hetero or whatever. But my interest was Ray J because I am very attracted to him. So I was like, oh my gosh, like, did he? Is he? And the video quality wasn't great, but that's another story. But what I will say is nowadays, like, people, celebrities releasing sex tapes, because I often feel that's what they were doing, because no news is bad news. Anything gets people talking. And people would release their sex tapes, and oh my gosh, like, I can't believe so and so was recording um with my request to adjust the lighting of the scene, so it's like, okay. But nowadays, technology, AI, like, you can do so much. It's not even a thing. Like, the Reface app, like, like, not only can, not Stitch Art, not only can you digitally adjust someone's photo to appear to be somebody else that it's not, you Photoshop. Not only can you use Photoshop to adjust, to put somebody's face on somebody else's photo and be like, hey, this naked body on the face of this celebrity, that's their penis. A friend of mine sent me a photo. He's like, this is Big Sean's penis. And I was like, really? I said, I just don't believe any of them anymore. Especially because I remember using the Reface app to actually put my face on the Taylor Swift video. And like, it adjusted everything. Like, it adjusted our complexions to sort of meet in the middle, which was interesting. And my head like totally matched the movements and everything. Like it didn't seem like one of those like cut and paste a head on top of something else and just hope that it matches, but it doesn't. But that was like so seamless. I was like, wow, okay. And with that being said, when it comes to things like revenge porn or whatever, you could really just put anyone's face on the thing and be like, hey, I'm getting revenge on you because I'm putting your face on this porn situation. And it's going to look like you've made a sex tape. But at this point, it's like none of the sex tapes are believable. I don't believe any of it at all because I always say, like, even when it comes to people sending nudes on Jacked or Grinder back in the day, people sending nudes on Jacked and Grinder, I'm like, I don't want nudes on this thing. If I want porn, I'll look at porn. But I want you. I want to get to know you. I'm interested in what you look like. And when it comes to people having sex tapes, it's like, I know that was a totally awful segue, but whatever, or bridge between the two. But I simply don't believe anyone else's sex tapes at this point. Like it used to be cute when I was in my 20s, but it's like, that's been done. I just remembered, shh, quiet as it's kept, when Ray, I'm not even gonna speak to that. Oh my gosh, because that went under by the wayside and I'm sure none of the parties involved use it for promotion at this point, so I won't even reference that moment into one moment in time. I won't even reference that. So, oh, am I Diddy? I, okay. Well, no, I'm not. You need teeth whitening. Thank you. And dude said grinder, that's crazy. See, my vision, whatever. That's why I keep doing this thing. But grinder, that's crazy. Are you? Have you been to Diddy's party? Oh, I'm not sure the origin of that question, but no, I've not. And it's so interesting slash unfortunate that Diddy, his name has been like at this point it is simply synonymous with wrongdoings. It's so interesting how that works because you're mentioning Diddy and asking me, "Are you Diddy?" or "Have you been to the Diddy party?" It's like it's interesting how the name Diddy is at this point seemingly just for jokes, for giggles, and it's like, wow, okay, well, and I'm not saying Diddy was right or Diddy was wrong or anything like that. I'm just saying it's interesting how his legacy seemingly, I don't know, anybody can make a comeback, but his legacy seemingly will be, ooh, and don't even get me started on that anyway. I will say this. Echo, stop, right on time. I will say this. One thing that I do appreciate as far as Whitney Houston, like, she was one of the early ones who they were gonna try to like ruin her legacy and just make her known as the I don't do crack. Crack is. I remember one time I was in the gay club and somebody actually turned those lines into a dance song, and that was just going to be Whitney's legacy, that she's the I don't do crack woman. But she was able to come back and from I don't do crack, crack is whack. And she was able to come back from that and close on a high note, if you will. And people seem to have skipped that moment of Whitney Houston in their recollections. So that's a good thing. I will say the album that she released at that time, which was the time in my 20s, and that's one of my favorite albums by Whitney Houston with some of my favorite songs ever. Period. Period. This is too much. Okay. Talk to y'all later, social media family. I think this is too long. I guess it is. I don't know. Saying you think he did all they said he did. I will comment on that. I don't really, that's not like a necessary thing, but now I must. It's my understanding some of the stuff is actually on video, and they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and I think that goes back to what one of my hetero friends back when I lived in Cleveland, he explained because they would talk about the Diddy parties and how they would have underage kids there and stuff like that. And I asked him, I was like, so who's bringing their underage kids to these parties? I already explained all of that on another video, and it was something I didn't want to go into again because I don't want to make anyone's life feel like they are worth less than another. So I won't go into that. I will say, as far as the video, it's my understanding, well, no, as far as the videos, and I think I've seen the videos of some of the horrible things, because the internet has everything. Thanks, AI. And it's like, that connects with what I was saying about, well, you never know because images and videos can be doctored to be anything. I also acknowledge that I will close with this. They say absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. Talk to y'all later, social media family. Oh my gosh, okay, so I do have to clarify a little bit. I'm not saying P. Diddy, Puff Daddy had absolute power. I'm not saying that. Because trust me, there are many people above him. And you can just look at people's net worth and know that anyway. What is it, 14 minutes? Okay. Stay blessed. Peace.